All right. Should I tell the people what you called me the second week that I ever coached you?
Don't hang that over my
There's
head.
a track record here.
Early Break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM for 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right. Welcome in to the Fitness Fanatics. It is Sunday, September 10th. Hope everyone is enjoying their Sunday morning. The sun has risen. It's a brand new day in our lives. We put yesterday to bed, talking a little Nebraska football. Wanted to start off giving a shout out to our sponsor, ILC. If I can pull up their thing here. I'm not sure where that went.
Well, what were you doing? You thought it was just magically going to appear on your phone?
It usually does. I'll get to that in just a second. All right. So want to do a little comparison this morning. Want to compare our fitness journeys and the combination of eating healthy and working out to the Nebraska football team. So we are going to stay a little positive this morning. Before I get to that, thank you to Nicole for finding this. I don't know what we would do without her. Fitness Fanatics is sponsored by Integrative Life Choices. ILC is hiring direct support professionals all over the state of Nebraska, full-time, part-time, days, evenings, and weekends. If you're interested, you can apply at ilc.net/careers. Direct support professionals work to ensure a meaningful life for the people they support. They work to support people in achieving their hopes and dreams. So big shout out to ILC. Appreciate all their support for the show. So back to comparing fitness and Nebraska. So there's two components when we're looking to lose weight, get healthy, build muscle, burn fat, just be in better shape. So there's also two main components to our football team. We have offense and defense, right? So the defense for Nebraska yesterday, comparing to our fitness journeys, is going to the gym, right? So working out to us is the easiest part of a fitness journey.
I think it could be different for someone else. Someone else eating well could be easier.
Most people,
I know.
Exercising is the easy part. So
you kind of have to figure out which one is
right
your challenge and which one is the one that's easier. But anyway.
Yeah. So exercising is the defense. Eating healthy is the offense, right? So you could see both of them are as important, but if they're not working together, you see the results that you're going to get. And we all know, and most studies and experts will tell you that 70% of your changes in the way you feel, the way you look, losing weight, getting in better shape, isn't working out. It's your nutrition.
Well, I think that's just as as far as weight loss goes. I mean, I think you can feel pretty good.
Well,
if
you could,
exercise.
you could feel better, but like as we tell our members, you're gonna get stronger if you're working out, right? But you're not gonna see the changes you want on the scale and in your muscle gain and fat loss if you go work out. Nebraska has great defense in the first quarter, and then you leave and you go to McDonald's for breakfast. Okay, that's kind of what our offense is like. So
well, and I think it also shows, and we're kind of continuing with this, it also shows how much one thing can only take you so far, because that defense started to get, tired, and they couldn't hold it. They couldn't hold the team any longer.
Yes. So exercising is only going to get you so far. So one without the other. And, I think like nutrition is a little bit more important than exercising. Like if you eat healthy and you don't exercise, you're going to see some pretty good results, I think.
Especially if you have a job that requires physical labor.
Right.
Like that is, honestly, if you're one of those people where you're, I really think if you got one of those jobs too, if you just really lock in on the diet stuff, like you don't have to go crazy hard working out. If you got a job, you're on your feet all day and you're eating the right things, it's always good to be moving and getting those workouts in, but at least that's better than nothing. If you got that diet in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you have like an injury or something and you have to be out of the gym or you can't exercise, you can still kind of maintain a lot of your results by keeping your nutrition in check, where that's not really true necessarily the other way around.
I remember, my dad, and he won't mind me saying this, but he had prostate cancer. He was fine. He's fine now. He got it all taken care of. But obviously you're bedridden for a lot of that, and then the food sucks at first. But once he was able to start eating the right things again, he just started eating healthier, and he couldn't believe how much better he felt, even though he was just kind of coming off of surgery. But just eating those right things made that recovery way better, and kind of sticking to that. He just feels way better overall. And he didn't start working out. Obviously, he couldn't after post surgery, but just eating the right things, he just felt like he was in way better shape.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, because there's a podcaster that I listened to that a long time ago. He said, because what you eat, that's what your body uses to rebuild yourself, and so it's like he said, we're expecting our bodies to make fingernails out of Twinkies, because like everything you eat becomes a part of you. It truly does. That's how our bodies, they parcels that food into building muscle and rebuilding tissues and having energy and fueling your brain. So the nutrition part is really, really important.
And if we want to
like the offense is really important.
If we want to compare even more, like, yesterday when the defense is on the field, shoot, I'm ready to do some push-ups. I'm ready to just do some sit-ups, some jumping jacks. Like you're just fired up, right?
That's a pick six, a marathon.
Right. And then the offense comes on the field and I just want to take shots at tequila, eat bad, pound the cookies. Like then the defense comes on the field. I'm ready to do push-ups. I mean, so
if you can get both those going in the right direction, same direction, you'll be unstoppable.
Then when the offense does well, I'll go eat a salad, apple. I'm feeling good.
So it's the Huskers' fault.
They all go hand in hand. So that's just a little, making light of the game yesterday. We still want to be a little positive. Another positive thing here is this is going to be our last show at the studios here. So next Sunday on the 17th, we are going to be at the new ticket location, which is I can't remember the exact. What's the corner of the new? Okay, so we're gonna be on 11th and O. So for our show, I think all shows starting on Friday.
Yeah, I don't
Target date.
I believe so. Yeah,
okay.
Let's go with Target, because I'd have to talk to DP, but with the equipment, I know we have all new equipment, so ideally, I think it's just going to be flip the switch. Satellites going over here now, so should be. I don't know. Who knows
could go wrong?
But with all new equipment, I mean, everything should be better, especially if you're watching the streams. I know, like, especially when I'm on this, I look like a ghost with the fluorescent lights. Everything will just better quality.
Yeah,
like a lot better for viewing
more
purposes.
Natural light
and so
in.
You can also, if you're downtown, you can come by and see us through the window, or we're like on the Today Show. So
it does kind of look like that if you walk past the desk. It looks like a morning show. It's gonna be kind of funny.
So who knows? I mean, maybe we'll be out. Maybe during break, I'll be outside doing push-ups with people walking by. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think the downtown Lincoln is that bustling at 9 a.m. on a Sunday.
Maybe after a night game, it might be bustling. I mean, people might be passed out.
That won't be bustling.
It might be passed out still downtown.
Ambling.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
we'll see. I mean, I've never been downtown at 9 a.m. on a Sunday because I'm always here.
No.
So I don't know what it's like down there.
It's bustling.
See, bustling,
Okay.
hustling, bustling.
Yeah, it's a Sunday.
So,
people are
right.
coming off church and
Yep.
getting on with their business, go eat downtown somewhere.
That's
it's
right.
usually pretty busy.
True.
See,
That's
there we
true.
go. So you can stop by and see us. We haven't been to I didn't get the staff invite there the other day to go out there and see.
Harrison wasn't there either.
No, I was working.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the invite either. I got the invite to continue working.
I gave Mark a hard
Hold down
time. I
the
said
fort.
I missed that staff invite there to see where our new desk is, but it's okay.
I drove past it to make sure it's real, that they're not just, fooling me.
We did drive past it last weekend. I think,
We were
right?
downtown
Yeah.
last
Sunday.
and we drove by and saw it. So
It's pretty sharp.
yeah, so it'll be cool. We'll be looking forward, and hopefully some of you guys will come out and see us down there next week. So our guest, hey, we got a text.
I know. I was reading it.
Okay, here's the text. Jeff, best analogy yet. Defense equals workout. Offense equals breakfast at McDonald's. Well, thank you for that validation. I just kind of came up with that this morning as I was like, I texted Harrison last night. And I was like, we're not talking about Nebraska at all this morning. Just drop it. We
Fun
don't
fact,
even want
you weren't the only one.
we weren't bringing it up. So, but yeah, so I thank you. Appreciate that. It's 1972, last 4 digits, unnamed texter or
No, it's
double
E.
Double E.
Oh, double E. I don't know if I know who that is, but I appreciate the comments there.
Yep.
So we also, this past weekend, Saturday morning, we had our 3-hour event at both of the gyms. We call it our last chance workout. We touched on it last Sunday. 3 hours of kickboxing. So Nicole was over at the Meadow Lane gym. We probably had about 20 some people that did all 3 hours of that. And then I was over at Yankee Ridge. We had, I believe, 11 that did all 3 hours over there. So overall, we had over 30 people that worked out for 3 hours Saturday morning. We had 18 different instructors between the two gyms. So it's just an awesome event. One of those things that's really cool because our 10-week members, when they start, and I was talking to a couple of them that did all 3 hours, after 5 minutes of day one, they're just exhausted. Like just the little warm up. 5 minutes.
I'm kind of amazed. You got 20 people to go 3 hours.
Yeah.
It was a big group.
Those
at
aren't
Meadow
easy workouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
You guys
was.
are pushing them for 3 hours.
I did it. I was one of them, and it was tough.
Well,
It always is.
it's kind of like we've had people in the past, really nobody here, but like at our previous gym that would be like, well, you don't need to work out for 3 hours, and nobody can be a level 10 for 3 hours. Well, that's true, but we compare it to running a mile versus a half marathon. If I go out and run a mile, I can do a mile in, well, I don't know, probably 8.5 minutes, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to be running 8.5 minutes over a half marathon. So it's different type of workouts,
Well, part of it to me, it's always just kind of mental too.
Yeah.
Even if the science, like, this isn't going to get your peak performance, but just kind of having that ability that, like, this is going to be hard, but I'm going to finish it.
Yeah, it's a really good accomplishment.
You kind of want to challenge yourself. It's, you don't have to break down the peak efficiency every single time,
Right.
just make yourself better.
Right.
It's a 3-hour workout. Yeah, you don't have to do it every time, but it's good mental challenge. Really push yourself,
We do it 4 times a year. We do it at the end of every session, and we always have fit members, our maintenance members, that jump in and do it too. And so that wasn't all 10 weekers. We had quite a few fit members that did the full 3 hours. And then at Meadow Lane, where I was, the mat was full the whole time. So not everyone did the full 3 hours. Some people jumped in, did an hour and jumped out or whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah. You can come in.
really
and
good
out.
energy.
Yes.
People would step off the mat to get a drink or have a snack, change their shirt or whatever. So it's definitely, it's not like a boot camp or a, basic training where the instructors are screaming at people to like kick harder and punch harder. Like, it's so hard mentally too, because we had a couple instructors. Maggie is one of them, and she did so many kicks at the beginning, and you're just like, oh my gosh, my legs are gonna fall off. And while you're doing it, you're kicking, you're complaining. Well, I complain when I work out, but I'm complaining in my head. And then we go to a punching set, and it's like 30 seconds into punching, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my arms hurt so bad. So it is kind of funny how mentally, it's definitely more mental, like you said, Harrison.
Well, and our instructors do such a great job. It's not like it's every 20 minutes is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because everybody has different teaching styles and different things they like to do. So it's just a great variety and just one of those things that we've been doing for a long time.
Mhm.
I'll
as
say
owners.
this: I never pulled a muscle when I was working out, which was kind of surprising because I always had really bad hamstring issues. That actually got better, and you guys changed it up enough. I never, I never got tight anywhere. You guys changed it up enough to where you're not just burning out certain muscle groups. Like it's a good mixture in there.
Yeah, I mean, I can count less than one hand of people that get hurt at Farrell's.
Yeah, I never saw it to anyone else either.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, naggy injuries that just happen in general. Like you're injured right now. You didn't do 3 hours.
no, I have a little back issue, but I am going to see the miracle worker, Dr. Adam, tomorrow at 8:30.
Hey, there you
Yes.
So
he'll fix you up.
Yeah, I didn't want to try to push it yesterday, so I just taught my 20 minutes and then just I was there if somebody needed something and took pictures and greeted people as they came in. But yeah, so just a little back issue at the moment, but I'm fully expecting to be 100% healed very soon.
You
so
will. Dr. Adam will tell you
Oh,
exactly what to do. And
yes, he'll hook me up. So tomorrow I'll be there getting that looked at. As you can see, if you're watching, I'm wearing my Bears jersey. Nicole's wearing her Packers shirt. Start of the NFL season today. Well, it started Thursday night, but full slate of games. Our kids are so excited about this. They're big Ravens fans. Ben said it's just like Christmas morning.
Oh, they're all Ravens fans.
Oh, both of our kids are Ravens fans.
Okay.
Yes.
But now
So
okay.
Ben,
So-
Ben was up when we left.
he was up.
Oh man.
Yeah.
He's ready.
Oh,
No.
he's ready.
He's got things to do. He has to take a shower. He has to get
Is he in a
ready.
fantasy
get
team?
his-
yeah.
Okay, he's probably looking at his line. He probably set an alarm
Well,
to make sure.
we do a little at Farrell's. We do the daily through DraftKings.
weekly.
Okay, yeah.
We
So
Raph mentioned
yes,
that.
yes.
Mhm.
So we have about 20, and Raph's in it also.
yeah.
So we have about 20 people 20 people doing it this week. So last year the kids had a team together.
Okay.
So pretty much, Ben would take all the credit if the team did well, and then he'd blame Katie if it did bad.
Sounds about right.
So now they split. So now they have their own team. They each have their own team. So they pick their own lineups and stuff. So it'll be interesting. We have 2 televisions in the living room.
It's ridiculous.
Now-
Two giant televisions.
Well, so here's the thing. Anybody
can't.
that has had we've had the Sunday ticket ever since it came out, and we've had DirecTV for 20
That's
years or however
the
long it's been
reason
out.
why.
So now it's on YouTube TV. Well, if you have one television, in order to go from YouTube to DirecTV, you have to change apps. Then it has to load, and it's just because you notice that anybody that watches Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime, once the commercial's there, you have to watch it. You
Mhm.
can't just flip to something else like a baseball game or whatever on Thursday and then go back. You have to get out of YouTube, go to your direct. I mean, these are big time problems we have. I mean, it's very
really hard.
Right.
I mean, it's very stressful.
It's like Boomer Hot Team.
I mean, it is just. I mean, this is the first world.
I'm with
problems.
you.
Yeah.
The streaming is annoying.
Right.
I'm giving you,
It
some discredit, but I
Right.
do get very annoyed with the
Right.
streams.
So we got the Sunday ticket, which I think I mentioned last week. The kids we're splitting this in thirds.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the kids are paying. Ben's paying for a third, Katie's paying for a third, and we're paying for a third. So
Nice.
Yeah.
most of the Bears games are on TV. Now, none of the Ravens games are on TV. So I'm like, why am I paying by myself for all this when I don't even need it? So they all chipped in. Today at noon when we got our games just mapped out, the Ravens game will be on YouTube, and then we'll have the Browns, Bengals, and then we can flip back and forth to the Steelers, Niners on one TV. I mean, it's going to be great. It's just
You guys got a good plan going.
we're
in.
ready.
Yeah.
And then at 3,
It's the most important part. You
Bears
have a plan.
Packers will be on one TV, and then we'll have the Chargers and Dolphins.
Do your kids get uncomfortable when the Bears and Packers play?
No, because I've
Like-
kind of realized my place.
Okay.
I mean,
We'll
I think
see. This will be the first time that they'll be looking between you and me. I don't know. I try to disassociate when
we
games are
don't
on.
get very I get
we
more.
don't. I
Ye-
don't. You do.
Yesterday it was very stressful in the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
During the Nebraska game.
Yeah.
when the Bears are on, it's not very stressful. I mean, it is, but it's not. Because NFL is one thing. It's like, well, if you lose, you have 16 more games to go. So it's not really the end of the world. Where, in college football, it's more like when you lose a game, it's like.
I was coming home at about noon yesterday.
Yeah, noon, yes.
And because we had down to box, and so I was there doing down to box, and I came home. And as I was pulling into the driveway, our daughter texted me and said, "Just warning you, the energy in the living room is hostile." That's what she said.
Why? Because we were working out, and then we would go eat McDonald's. We'd eat just stuff not good for us.
That is the best analogy.
So,
ever.
yeah. So I was getting very
killer workout.
Yep.
Quarter pounder, right?
Yeah,
after.
I was getting very frustrated because we were
This is
playing
roller coaster.
We were playing this quote unquote greatest offense in the history of Earth that we heard all week. How they have all these Heisman guys. It's just nauseating. And then there we were, just shutting them down, getting sacks, and of course, none of it had anything to do with Nebraska, according to the announcers. Which is Colorado didn't play well, which is stupid.
For non-contact.
No credit.
If you
yeah,
don't
no credit.
play well, what does that mean?
Just
Does not playing well mean?
Yeah. So anyway,
I think Colorado's going to win it all.
so that's why it was getting hostile.
Yeah, I can understand. It was a tumultuous time
It got way
yesterday
worse,
for
too,
Nebraska.
for a little
It
bit.
got way worse, but after the third quarter, we just all settled in. And after I was eating our lunch of mac and cheese and hot dogs,
Which is exactly.
it just
But for using that analogy,
We were calm.
we did finish that game with a nice run. If you're using that analogy still.
we did, yeah. We scored at the very end,
We had a nice little workout to kind of bounce
and a
back.
part of me was like, "Why aren't we calling timeouts?"
It had been the
Like,
most depressing touchdown. Like that,
Yeah.
I don't want to say depressing, but it's kind of like the most like,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
good
I
job.
didn't change. I'm glad you guys didn't give up. I'm
Slow,
glad they
yeah.
decided to go for it, not just punt. Like I'm happy when teams do that. If you give yourself a shot, even if
Mm-hmm.
it's not realistic, if there's still a chance, you don't just punt it.
yeah.
To me, those just like sad pity punts where it's like you
slow
still have
clap.
a chance.
We're
Yeah.
just slow clapping. Good
By that
job.
time,
Uh-huh.
I was deeply involved in a lot of text messages back and forth. So I wasn't really paying all that much attention to that last drive, but I did see the touchdown pass there at the end. So
Yeah, I mean, hey, they didn't just give up. That looks way worse. So I'm glad they did that much at least.
So we'll see. I'm glad I don't have to make these decisions for next week, but we'll be at the game next Saturday night. We're going to the game. And then we'll be at our new studio, not our new studio, but Tickets new studio Sunday morning for our show. Our first guest in the new studio for us will be our summer 10-week challenge $1,000 winner.
Mhm.
So we have our big party on Friday night out at Rosie's, and then we'll announce our winner on Friday night. We got the Huskers on Saturday, and then we'll have our $1,000 winner in studio with us for our first show downtown on the 17th. So, but we're going to go ahead and kick it to break. When we come back, we're going to be joined by our little Ninja Warrior, and her mom will be in studio here. So we're going to talk all things Ninja Warrior coming up. So don't go anywhere. 93.7 The Ticket on the Fitness Fanatics.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action. Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Winning a new truck playing Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska Lottery changes a person. I used to drive around hills. Now I drive over them. I used to hate helping friends move. Now I can do it in one trip. I used to own my own tech company. Now I'm on the professional rodeo circuit. Actually, I'm going back to tech. Bulls are really mean, and I just don't look good in chaps.
Play Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds, 1 in 336,000.
The Nebraska Lottery has given over $900 million back to our state since 1993. The proceeds have helped protect and improve Nebraska's environment, funded need-based scholarships for Nebraska students, and maintained and improved facilities at daycare.
That's terrific. You should put that on your website.
It already is. Just click on beneficiaries in the menu.
Menu? You guys serve food too?
Maybe you should get off your feet for a while.
The Nebraska Lottery. 30 years of building a better Nebraska.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415. Or online at ambitionelectric.com.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. Again, it is Sunday, September 10th. So we have a couple awesome guests joining us for the rest of the show. We're going to be talking mostly all things Ninja Warrior for the next 90 minutes. So we have one of our FIT members in here, Shannon. How are you?
Good, doing good.
Good,
Thanks for
good.
having us.
Yes, yes. And her daughter, Autumn. Autumn, how are you? Good. And we can hear you perfectly. So, so the reason we wanted everybody to come in today is because the Ninja Warrior is one of the most popular shows that there are. Nicole and I have been watching this ever since, I think, season 2 is when we started to watch it. So we just love it. We can't do any of these events, but we just, what's that?
You could.
I don't think so.
Yes,
Well,
you could.
I might be talking to Nick about maybe coming in to see if I can do anything.
No, I don't
We
think I
talked
could
about
do
that
any
on the
of
way
it.
here because there is a ninja gym here in Lincoln, which we didn't even know about until you guys told me.
In
I thought,
Lincoln?
yeah, in Lincoln,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Why was I thinking Omaha?
Well, that's what I had thought too. But yeah, so we'll talk to Nick here at the top of the hour. Yeah, so we might have to schedule a little trip to see if I can even hold on to something for 10 seconds in the air with my hands. So that'll be exciting, right, Nicole?
Mhm.
Yes.
I won't be able to do anything. I cannot hang. I cannot swing.
If I can do it,
Yeah.
you can do it.
I could maybe climb on stuff, but that's about it. But
Well, we're gonna have to get this set up, and we'll make sure we get some videos and
Better start
everything,
training.
which would
Yeah.
be awesome. So, so Shannon joined Farrell's in January. She's been doing the virtual program. She did the virtual program in the 10 weeks and has been doing it at home. And so we're friends on Facebook, and she was posting pictures of our videos of her daughter doing Ninja Warrior competitions. And I was like, I even messaged her. I was like, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Like, I mean, this is amazing to me. And, you know, if you watch Ninja Warrior, you see, which I think has been great for the show, is having the kids be on there, the 15, 16, 17-year-olds, which has just made it more fun to watch for me. So I had reached out to Shannon. I said, you know, I think we should have our little, what's I call her, our little Ninja Warrior, come into the studios and talk about that, because it's really, really fun to watch and cool to watch. And so we have kind of our guest of honor. Autumn is in here, and Autumn has been doing these Ninja Warrior competitions for quite a while now, for 2 years. So she is 7. So Autumn, what got you into doing these Ninja Warrior competitions?
I always been watching the show before I even started this, and it just
Looked
got
fun.
me into it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Shannon, did you just kind of look up to see well, how can we get her involved in this? Where do we start? Because I'm sure a lot of parents are have kids that would be like, oh, this would be really cool, but what do we even do to get this started?
Yeah, we had both of our kiddos in gymnastics, and so we were taking them to gymnastics once or twice a week, and I was just watching her, and I'm like, she just looked bored, and it was not enough activity. So when we got in the car one evening, I'm like, do you enjoy gymnastics? Because I love gymnastics and did as growing up, and she just was silent. And so I'm like, okay, I'll just take this opportunity. I'm like, should we try something else, like soccer or volleyball? I didn't know for a 5-year-old what was available, and she just came right back. She didn't even think about it. She's like, I want to be a Ninja Warrior, Mama.
Wow.
And I was just like, okay. So I went home and I'm like, Ninja Warrior near me. And so then Nebraska Ninja came up, and so we called and got both of our kids signed up for the program, and they've been doing it ever since.
And here we are. So Autumn, who's your favorite Ninja Warrior? Sandy Zimmerman. Yes. Yes. And you, your mom was telling me that just when you go to, there's some clinics and stuff in Omaha. So you've been able to meet some more famous ninjas, which I'm kind of jealous about, actually. One of my favorite ninjas is Daniel Gill. And I saw you had a picture with him. How was that? Was that pretty cool meeting him? Yeah. It seems like the whole ninja community is just it's not really a competition between each other. They're just all very supportive, and they really want everybody to do well, which is really cool when we watch it on TV. So kind of what's been kind of your most favorite competition that you've been to, like the city and that you participated in?
Modus.
Now where was that at?
Lee Summit, Missouri.
Okay. And how did you do in that? Was it just fun? I know you do really well. Like, I mean, you're like up there, always picture on the podium. I mean, which is really, really cool. So was there like, what kind of like events and stuff do you do? Like, what's your favorite like apparatus is what they are? Obstacle. Okay.
Mhm.
Apparatus is gymnastics.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's kind of your favorite obstacle that you get to do on these courses?
The rings.
The rings, like swinging and then going. Yeah, I know. I've watched you do some of those. Like, I don't know, Mom, how's it watching her fly from ring to ring?
At first, I was a nervous wreck, and I usually still hold my breath the entire competition.
Yeah.
And for the first several competitions, I was nervous, but now it's a little bit better. But I still get nervous for her, and
Yeah.
so she just doesn't seem to phase her. She just does it.
So does it feel like you're on all these vacations? Like you get to go to all these different cities and stuff? And you just went to Orlando, right?
Yep.
Right? Did you do any extra sightseeing while you were down there?
Yeah.
Did you go to Disney World?
Yes.
Now, Mom and Dad
convenient.
should be like excited, like, well, we have to go to this ninja competition.
Yeah.
So
I know. I'm a traveler. I love to travel. So
well, you'd have to be
Makes it
every
fun.
place that you guys are going.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next big competition for you, Autumn, is now you get to go to New York.
we're
Right?
thinking about
Oh,
it.
thinking about
she
it.
qualified
Oh,
for
okay.
New York. We just have to get there.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Well, that's awesome. So you were just in a competition like last weekend, right?
Yep.
And that was in, where was that?
Lee
at?
Summit,
Oh,
Missouri,
okay.
the
Okay.
Modus competition. And so then she got fourth and qualified for their nationals in New York. So
And when is that one in New York?
the weekend before November, or the weekend before Thanksgiving. So
Okay.
what is that, the 18th or 19th or something? of
Yeah,
November?
right around in there.
Yeah.
Right around in there.
So they don't give you much time to like
Well,
Yeah.
right?
get
Adjust
yourselves together.
schedules.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plan.
Yeah.
And so we're just like, okay.
Well, that's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. Nicole, do you have any questions?
No, I was just
Oh.
thinking when she said that you said that the rings were your favorite. I used to be really good at monkey bars when I was when I was in elementary school. But those rings are so tricky because the timing of those. So that's really tough. And then I was thinking about when we were in California a couple of years ago, and you tried to do the rings.
See?
At
Santa Monica Beach. Yes,
Pier.
here we are. Yes. And how did that go?
I don't remember it being amazing. I don't think we have a video. Actually, I think we do have a video of it, but I don't know if you strung
Yeah, let's get
too
that
many
video.
together. I know I'll have to go back and look. So, yeah, that's the timing of everything is so hard with that. And I think you just kind of have to have no fear and just go and do it. And
The rings they make look so easy.
Mhm.
Nick and Autumn and the kids, they just like flow back and forth like it's simple, you know. But I've tried the rings in our backyard and it's like
That got a giggle out of Autumn.
although I did beat her on the dead hang last night for the longest hang.
Ooh.
Now, how long did you hang there?
I don't know. We didn't really. We were just doing stare down hanging, and
To see
so
who could go yeah.
we never because we have a course now in our backyard.
Oh,
thanks to
awesome.
Matt.
Well, you
Dad.
see all the, like, when you're watching the backstories of the kids, and
Mhm.
they all have these little courses in their backyard, or, you know, it's just so crazy how the sport has grown so much
awesome.
just in the last, 5-6 years, where there's just competitors from all over the country. And
Yep.
it's really, really, really crazy. So our favorite ninja that we've been watching is Joe Moraski.
He's not my favorite anymore because he just can't do it.
Well, now he's old, right?
I know.
He's old. He's like competing against people 20 years, or kids 20 years younger.
I'm tired of getting my heart broken.
I
by
know.
him.
I know.
I
Because
feel bad that
Yeah.
they put the teenagers with the adults. I'm like,
Yes.
that's not the same. you
yeah,
know?
I was.
That's what he said last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, like, what's that? This is their advantage. What's my advantage? You know?
And what's cool is they show them like they were meeting the kids when they were a lot younger at the competitions, and now they're going against them head to head.
Yeah.
I was really happy that Daniel Gill made it to the stage 4 because I wanted at least an adult in there, right? Because we need somebody to represent us adults.
Yes.
So, but no, it was pretty cool watching. I don't know how it was in your house, but watching the head to head side by side was like, it was like I was watching a football game. I was like, I was like jumping out of the chair.
I know our daughter came out from her bedroom and she's like, man, you guys sounded intense watching that. I'm like, it was.
It was very intense. Yeah.
Do you get into it? Do you jump up and down and get stressed out watching your favorite Warriors?
She cheers them on.
Yeah. Yep.
Orlando was our first time that we've ever done the like head-to-head kind.
Okay. Yes.
Otherwise, all of the competitions have been just like individual. You do your, thing, but then Orlando, we had to do the, like
side to side.
Yeah, they had them like going towards each other.
Oh, okay.
So it was a different experience, but it was awesome. It was just.
Now, Autumn, do you have any like pump up music you listen to, that you're just like, I'm going to turn on whoever your favorite person, that singer is, or you're just like, I need to get in the zone.
No.
Or are you just laid back?
No. How do you prepare?
Yeah,
How do you prepare to run that course? Like what's going through your head before you start your course? You just want to get it over with. You're ready to do it. I think that's awesome because this just shows the difference between little kids and no fear and no, just you're confident in yourself and you're ready to go do it. When as we get older, we're all thinking about the worst things that can happen.
That's what Nick explained to us one day. He's like, as a kid, you don't think about it. As adults, you think about what the consequences might be if you don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, everything.
Right.
Yes.
So you hesitate. With kids. They just do it.
Keep that as long as you can in your brain, because that will take you very far, because that is probably the hardest mental part of competition in general.
Yes.
It's just getting out of your head and just doing it.
Yeah. She just puts her game face on and
Yep.
waits
So
her turn.
Autumn, what does practice look like for you? Like, how often are you practicing? What are you doing like in practice to get ready?
Like, I do just like little easy stuff to like warm up.
And then do you typically know what obstacles are going to be in your competitions? Do you know what you need to practice and work on, or is it kind of a surprise when you get there?
Like they give you a little video of it.
Oh, nice. So you can kind of prepare a little bit for what is your least favorite one to do?
Probably the laches.
That's crazy. You're doing laches at 7. Because that's a lot of power, right? You have to have a lot of power to do that. Yeah.
That's swinging from, just for those who don't know what a lache is, and I didn't even know what it was. So I'm just, I watched Ninja Warrior, but just, jumping from one obstacle to the next. So you're just in the air. And
flying.
Flying, basically.
It's a little less, like the rings are a little more, they flow better. And then when you have to lache, it's a little more power, and you just, still that timing. I just don't think I could. That's that timing. It's so complicated.
Well, we're going to find out here eventually, because we're going down to this
I
ninja
cannot
gym.
wait. So we're all going to go down.
Oh, it's going to be epic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hopefully there's some like
it's not going to be epic.
It's going to be epic. And hopefully there's some like little padding. So when I fall off this bar.
There's good padding.
No padding, Jeff. It's broken glass and rusty nails.
My back's hurting right now.
That's probably what I would need to motivate myself to not fall.
Well,
padding would be like, this will be.
We have a pull-up bar in the gym, and I can do like 2.5 pull-ups. So how would that translate to
That's pretty good.
And then like every muscle in my body feels like it's just
ripping out of
it's just like I 2 pull-ups, then I get down and I'm just like, oh my gosh, my forearms, my back, every muscle in my upper body is just like feels like lifted for 2 straight hours,
Right.
and
That's
it
why
was
you got-
literally like 30 seconds.
Yeah, you got to do it more often. Because the first time I was doing it in our backyard, I felt like my insides ripped out when I was doing it.
Yeah.
But now it's like butter. You just have to.
Well, it's that the grip strength is like, I think that's why, well, for the older participants, older in their 20s and early 30, they're older now, but like in years past, it had always been like the rock climbers that you're like, okay, when they get to stage 3, which is so predominantly upper body stuff and the grip strength, the rock climbers always did really well in those events. And now it's just like, oh, it's just rolling off the streets. They just fly right through it.
It's different because when we started watching Ninja Warrior, there weren't Ninja Warrior gyms. And so they really were like relaying off of their experience outside of Ninja. Well, now these kids that are coming in and Autumn coming in, they've been practicing on the courses. They've been practicing on actual obstacles. So I think that makes a big difference too and makes it kind of fun.
Or like the salmon ladder used to be like, wow, this is incredible. Now it's like, I mean, if you can't get through the salmon ladder, why are you even in this competition? Like, or like the wall, like the warp wall. And I think I've seen Autumn run up. She's ran up a wall before, right? Like a little warp wall. Is that kind of- yeah.
She has done the 8-foot, the 11-foot, and yesterday she almost made the 12-foot wall in Omaha.
So what size warp wall do we have in Lincoln?
We have 8, 11, and 14, Nick.
So
we can talk about it in our next segment too. Or
so
Top of the
we're
next
gonna
hour.
try to run up this
Jeff,
warp wall.
Yes.
This is gonna be awesome. We might have to have a see how
remote.
many the ticket crew we can get to come out and do this. So I want to talk to DP about this. This could be
And
like a
everyone
little
will be complaining that they're sore for the next 2 weeks.
or injured.
Yeah.
Like, can we get AD out there doing
Oh,
this? I mean, this would just be, it would be awesome. I'm going to work on that.
Yeah,
So,
let's do it soon.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
we're going to take a break when we come back. Now, are you NFL fan? No.
Okay.
Autumn, do you watch football at all? You Husker fan?
No.
No. That's the loudest answer
Yeah,
yet.
that's the loudest
No.
she's been in this whole
I
show.
know.
Is
Her
this
and I are like,
Yeah.
very
That's all right.
emphatic? No. All right. Well, we're going to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket, Fitness Fanatics.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Early break with Sip and Shake.
Nick is here. What'd you call him earlier? Yeah, you got a name. He said a name. Can you hear Nick?
I said you look like a big swimming pool. You look like a big swimming pool over there. I called you Big Swim.
Big Swim.
All right. Should I tell the people what you called me the second week that I ever coached you?
Don't hang that over my
There's a
head.
track record here.
Early break with Sip and Shake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS
with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zip line gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
If you're a veteran or know a veteran who's having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, the Veterans Crisis Line provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. Dial 988, then press 1, and you'll be connected to a trained crisis counselor who will listen, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. Thank you for your service. We owe you our support. Dial 988, then press 1. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y del lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de the Alzheimer's Association y the Ad Council.
Old School with BP and J.
You know, earning a black shirt is a great honor. I mean, obviously you got coaches that haven't been here before, but at the end of the day, they understand somewhat of what it means. And the majority of the guys, or the guys that got them, they must be doing something right. For me personally, you know, that was just something I forgot, man. It was just when I was on campus, because I never envisioned myself doing anything until my senior year.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics. 3.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in here. We just have a quick segment before we get to the top of the hour. So we've kind of switched gears here. Now we have Autumn's dad in here. Matt.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. So how's it like being a dad of a little ninja warrior?
It's a lot of fun. It's so much fun to watch, and especially Autumn when she's doing her swinging and everything else. And Braden does it too. He really enjoys doing it as well. So
Okay.
It's a lot of fun.
Braden's he's wearing Super Mario Brothers shirt. We were talking off air about, I think maybe Super Mario's could have been like kind of a prelude to the Ninja Warrior. All the jumping and high flying acts that Mario does. I mean, who didn't play Super Mario Brothers when they were a kid?
It's true.
Like I did when I was young, the original, which is probably what you played. And then when our son started playing it, he just thought I was just a god of Super Mario. I mean, we'd sit down, we had like these pictures of when he was like 3, we're playing like Mario World on the DS and stuff like that.
We have one of those little retro Nintendo boxes.
Oh, yeah,
small
yeah.
ones. They're both in the Super Mario, just like the original, like number 1.
Yes.
And they're just fighting each other.
Oh, it's great.
Classic. Yep.
It's great.
classic.
It's
Yeah.
great. So what kind of like, how do you guys handle like, all the travel and stuff that's going along with this? Is it fun? Is it grueling? Is it like, oh my gosh, we got to head out here, or how's that go?
All of those.
Yeah.
We talked about, it's, we talked about it growing up, or when we started having kids, about how we want our kids to be kids and get them into things and do stuff too,
Yes.
but also not be every weekend going somewhere doing something. So,
right.
But especially with the Worlds where she qualified, we're like, well, this is our chance to have her go out and do like different obstacles, different courses,
yes.
and learn different things. It's a kind of a learning experience for everybody. And so it was a lot of fun. For her to see her go down there and do her thing. And she, like I said, she got third down there, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, but now we're trying to go back and forth on this New York trip, figure out if we're going to do it or not. So we're in that stage, I guess.
You just pack up the family truckster and head out there.
I know.
It's only about a 20-hour drive
ish.
20-ish.
Yeah.
Just take turns. The kids can drive a little bit,
Yep.
No, Braden, no driving.
So how many kids was she kind of competing against? And Braden too. So like on their, when they do their.
Well, let's see. I forget. Out at Worlds, I think it was, was it 20 girls, I think, was in her division, her 7 and under division that she was in. Braden's got to get into the competitions yet. He's working on it. He's getting his strength built up so he can get there. But and he's doing super good at it too. He works really hard, so he's getting there. So, but yeah, it's 20 girls out in Florida. So.
And she got third.
She got third
20.
out of 20.
Wow, that's really cool. And that's obviously from all over.
There were people from like Australia, New Zealand.
Oh,
it was a thing. So it was way more than we thought it was, but it was super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Are you guys Husker fans at all?
Oh yeah, I think you have to be, don't you?
Well, Shannon and Autumn's. Autumn's definitely, that was a big no.
She doesn't like football so much. But yeah.
Well, of course, they haven't had a winning record since she's been alive, so that might play something to do with it.
Probably true.
Yeah, I don't like Saturdays. The energy in the house is off. That's how it is at our house too.
Yeah, we watched a little of it yesterday, but it's we got some work to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to go to break here at the top of the hour. We're going to be joined by Nick Moore, who's the owner of the Ninja Gym here in Lincoln. So we're going to get his story. A lot more Ninja Warrior talk here coming up at the top of the hour. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Fitness Fanatics 93.7 The Ticket.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes, independent living resources, and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Honey, wake up.
What? Tom, it's 5 a.m.
Help me find my keys. I got to get to a Nebraska lottery retailer early before they run out of trucks and bucks tickets. I really want to win one of the 8 new Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew Flex Fuel trucks they're giving away.
Tom, we've talked about this. Trucks and Bucks is the Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch game. So tickets are going to be around for quite a while, and it doesn't matter what time of day you buy them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so get back in bed.
as soon as I get back.
From where?
I've got to get to a Nebraska Lottery retailer early before they run out of breakfast burritos. Yeah, breakfast burritos.
Play $2 Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska Lottery. You could win one of 8 2023 Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew Flex Fuel trucks. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company. Top prize odds 1 in 336,000.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 Ticket.
Nutrition Authority invites you to try Attack, which is an exciting pre-workout for athletes and gym enthusiasts who want the most out of their workouts. Attack can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Remember, when you want results, the solution is simple. Nutrition Authority. Stop in or check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
This school year is in full swing. Students are back in the class learning, making new friends, and developing new interests. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Parents, communication is key to helping your student maintain a strong start to the school year. Whether your student is in high school or navigating the new world of kindergarten, keep an open dialogue about what they're learning and if they are growing.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essing.
Welcome in here, hour number 2 on the Fitness Fanatics. If you missed any part of the show, you can check us out on the ticketfm.com's website, any streaming platform, podcast platform. You can also check us out on our live stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and on Allo Channel 951. That's the Starter Heyman live stream. If you have any questions for our upcoming guests or Autumn or us, you can reach us on the Starter Heyman text line at 402-464-5685. So we'd love to hear your comments out there. So we're now joined. We got all kinds of switcherooing going on. So we're now joined by the owner of this Ninja Gym we've been talking about, Nick Moore. How are you?
Good. Doing good this morning. Got my coffee, so that helps.
Are you ready for the season finale of Ninja Warrior tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I am. Finally got caught up. Sometimes during when season's going on, it's tough for me to keep up, especially when I'm in the gym.
Yes.
At nights, and so it's like, okay, I gotta try to binge watch on the weekend, to catch up to
yes,
get all set up. But yeah, definitely ready for the finale. Got to catch up last week, I think, for the last one, and yeah, it's an interesting season this year. That's definitely for sure.
Yeah, the head-to-head for us is like so fantastic.
Oh yeah, I love the head-to-head. Years back, they used to do Ninja versus Ninja. So much fun. What we did at Worlds this last year for FINA was very similar to that. Side-by-side action, both running the same course at the same time. Furthest the fastest, who makes it. And it definitely gets a little more exciting, to watch. Yeah, it's exciting to watch one person, but when you got multiples going, it's like, oh, okay, what's happening? And then they fall, and you're like, oh, well, they still have a chance. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, or one falls and then the next one falls.
Right.
Yeah, and just the kind of human interest part of it too, where it's like it could be like a mentor against, their mentee, or was it like sister-in-laws last time?
Yep.
Yeah. Stage 1 was sister-in-law, or at the qualifiers they had some of that going on too.
Yeah,
which is
or when
cool.
like 2 of your favorites are head-to-head. It's such a bummer because
yeah.
I do remember when they would do those head-to-head ones, kind of, but this is so different. Like, it's different. But those were more like a race this is, I don't know, something about it is different than,
it definitely is.
It's very cool.
Well,
Exciting.
tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, where you went to school, were you active in sports growing up, and just kind of what led you into opening a gym for ninjas.
Yeah, so grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska. So I've been here my whole life. And parents used to own a gym, a gymnastics gym growing up. So,
Okay.
you know, as a kid in the gym, playing around, messing around, doing stuff I shouldn't have been, you know, so definitely that went right to ninja.
Right.
Before that, I was going to say, I did parkour, got into parkour a lot, you know, later in high school, kind of college era time frame. I got to go train with some athletes that came over from Europe that started parkour over there, Parkour Generation. So I got to go to Ohio and train with them years back. That was a lot of fun. And then, you know, watching Ninja as it first came out, and go, man, that's really cool. Hey, I used to do stuff like that in the gym all the time when I wasn't supposed to, you know?
Right.
So family, we've grown up in the gymnastics gym, in the gymnastics scene our whole lives, coaching off and on. I've been coaching for 20 plus years now, on the gymnastics side of things and other sports. Grew up playing soccer, played soccer at York College for a year, was did diving in high school, football, gymnastics, you name it. I tried it at least.
Yeah.
Because I mean, middle school, wrestling, basketball, you know, is one of those. I love sports, love to just be active and do stuff. So that was kind of just finding those sports. And then the ones that stood up to me were more the ones that weren't normal, you know, diving, landing on your head in water and flipping through the air, you know, gymnastics, swinging on things. Then that parkour, martial arts, did that for several years, taught martial arts for several years as well. With martial arts is the XMA. XMA is extreme martial arts. It's a mixture of your traditional with movie style, you know, the big flips and tricks and to music and choreographed. And so competed on the world stage for that with a group. Our group took third that I helped coach. And then I also helped another athlete who she took first on the world stage years ago. So training with that, like I said, some of the not your typical sports is kind of what I've been into. And it led to Ninja, getting into Ninja. So 2019, I was really starting to train a little bit for Ninja. I was like, okay, I think I want to do this. You know, I think I want to put in a submission video. I really want to, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Got to meet a couple ninjas and start training with some of them, helping some of them with some of their different techniques with my background of gymnastics, you know, going, okay, hey, the Lachey.
Right.
I know the Lachey. Like I was like, oh yeah, that's how to swing on a bar, how to swing on rings. Like that stuff just came natural with the gymnastics. So trying to help with that and go, okay, hey, I think this is how you can do it. So I met up with a couple that got a call for the show from Nebraska here, helped them with some stuff. One, Lee Yonke, she was on the show a couple years ago, and Mike Gillespie. I got to train with Maggie Thorne a little bit as well. And yeah, so that year I didn't get a call, but I was able to go be a tester on the show. And that was something else. That was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So testing the obstacles.
Yeah. So before they get any of the ninjas on it, you know, they get a handful of people out and you're on the sideline. You're out there during the day and they're like, okay, we need somebody to come try this. So you learn quick that if you stand at the back, you're not going to get picked,
Right.
you know? And so for me, it was like, no, I want to do this. I want to go up there. I don't care. If I fall, yeah, we were in Oklahoma City and the water felt like it was like 40 degrees out. I mean, it was cold. And I got to try several different obstacles. So you get up, you try the obstacle. They'd watch it. It didn't work. Okay, somebody else try it. Okay, then they make a change. Okay, that didn't work. We want it further apart. We want it closer together. So the diving boards, one of the ones that's very big now. When I first did it, they had like pyramids in the middle of them because they didn't want you to step in the middle. So people were jumping on him, and it was taking too long. It was slow. It was
Was
too
this
slow.
running like the balance
Yeah,
obstacle?
so they're the ones
okay,
that
okay,
yeah,
yep.
diving, yeah.
Yes.
The spring's right in the middle. And so yeah, there used to be a thing right in the middle, so you couldn't step in the middle. Well, they got rid of those. Then they changed the distance of them. They changed the size of them, the height, and different things. I got to do that one about 3 or 4 times. Oh, it was a lot of fun.
Wow.
So yeah,
Like falling, or did you run across it?
I did not fall in the water while I was there.
Oh,
so
nice.
I was
Yeah.
pretty happy. I got to try several different obstacles. Didn't fall in the water. Almost did once. The heels were off the edge of the landing platform. Bit the knees, fell down, and just kind of went.
Were they like, if this guy never falls, maybe we should make this a little tougher?
So that is one thing that it helps going to some of those.
Yeah.
They do remember you. Because later on we went to Cincinnati. As we're kind of making rounds, going to some competitions as a big group. And we went and watched, and I messaged and said, hey, I tested at Oklahoma. Do you need testers? I said, I got a group of us. There's 4 of us. Can we come test? I said, yeah, sure. So went up to the front. One of the guys, trying, well, I don't see you on the list, or you're not on the list. And I saw the guy who had helped us in Oklahoma. And I said, hey, message. He goes, yeah, you're good. So, having that, doing decent, and then getting exposure, it's who you know sometimes, and having that recognition. He was like, yeah, come on. So that day I was the second one on the obstacle to try it out. And that was fun. I really enjoyed testing, and that kind of sparked that fire to kind of like, hey, let's try to pursue this. Let's see if we can actually get on the show.
So did you get on the show? Like, is it?
I have not yet.
Now, I remember, I don't know if it's like this now, but I remember like when they first were doing the qualifiers, you hear stories about people would be camping out for weeks, like as just a walk-on contestant.
Yeah.
Did you ever try that, to like where you went and sat there? And
no, so the year that I tested was the year before that was the last year they did the like that style. So how they do it now is a raffle system.
Okay.
And I don't know the last couple of years, I don't know if they're still doing the raffle system or not. But basically you go to a place, they throw everybody's name in a hat or a number, pull it out and say, okay, you have the opportunity. We're not saying you're going to get a chance to run it.
Okay.
Because they have so many, how long does the person take? So
yeah,
they film sundown to sun up.
Okay.
Right? So they can control the lighting, they can control everything. And so as soon as the sun goes down, we start filming. And if they don't have enough time, then like we had somebody who got the ticket, was like, yes, but then didn't get a run because they weren't, they were at the very end, because they kind of throw them in. And so I don't know that they're doing the raffle anymore the last couple of years with everything. But yeah, they did the raffle system for a year or two instead of, the camping out. I thought about that one time, and I was like, man, I would camp out for a month.
Yes,
like
they were
crazy.
literally there for weeks, just waiting in line.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I know that's it. And I don't remember. I know there were some that they just tear up the course, hit a buzzer, like, well, this is a walk on,
right?
And now they're just like one of the best ninjas that there are.
Yeah.
Just maybe wouldn't have had that chance had they not got there and waited, stuff like that.
Right.
So that's really cool. Who's your favorite ninja?
Well, that's tough.
Like that you cheer for, like, oh, I hope this person wins it.
Well, okay, so I heard you earlier, and I do agree. Daniel Gill's one that I've always really enjoyed, especially like this last week. I was like, oh, yeah, come on, So
right.
He's one I always cheer for. I've got to talk to him a couple times. Great guy, incredible to talk to. Him and his wife are just incredible people.
Yeah.
And when we were at Worlds, I probably talked to him for a good half hour, just chit chatting, and just an all around great person.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
Being able to meet people like that. And, I got to Flip Rodriguez, got to chat with him when we were at Worlds. Another great guy to talk to. Just recently, Sandy Sandy's another great one.
Mhm.
You know, it's like you were talking about. The ninja community is off the course, yes, very supportive, but on the course, you know, hey, I got to win that course.
Well,
you know?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
But we also, like I try to tell my athletes too, it's, hey, I want to cheer on my competition. I want them to do the best that they can, because then if I beat them, I know I can beat them at their best.
Mhm.
You know, I want to be able to beat them at their best. I don't want to beat them when they fall, or, you know,
Right.
I want to challenge. And that's part of, you know, that is, no, do your best. And then, okay, well, now I got to work harder. And, you know, it's a good push. So
You see that in Ninja with these head-to-heads when their competitor falls, but they still continue the
Right.
course.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't need to do that, but they, you know, to them, plus it's just good practice, good exposure, good,
Right.
you know, opportunity to. That's always cool to
Like
see.
Joe fell when he was way ahead of his competition.
Yep.
Way ahead.
Yeah.
And then he just falls, and then
Mhm.
we're like, oh, he beat one of the best. I was like, well, did he really? I mean, yes,
Yeah.
he beat him technically, but that's because Joe fell.
I know.
And he was 2 obstacles ahead of him at
Right.
the time. Yeah, so we were just like, whoa. And our daughter, sometimes she'll watch it, but she just is like, I feel so bad.
She can't handle it. Yeah.
Like when they fall, you know, she's just
Yeah.
is like, we are too.
Yeah.
We're sick also. Like we want
Yeah.
everybody to do well.
Well, and it's tough, especially the not expecting ones.
Mhm.
So, for instance, I had something like that at a competition. I had run, it was like a rolling log, just run across a rolling log. I'd done it hundreds of times. Got to the competition, I stepped on it, and then next thing I know, I was on the ground. I was like, how am I on the
So
ground right now?
fast. Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what happened. You know,
Mhm.
you grab for a bar and you're just hand misses, and you're like, okay,
I've done
that's
that
a
so many
grab
times.
hundreds of times, you know.
And then you're
some of those-
done.
yeah,
You're just
right.
done.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's why it's so tough. And that's why there's never been $1 million winner.
Right.
But there's supposed to be one, is the tease.
Yeah. That's the tease.
Allegedly.
So we're gonna be ready. And
Yeah.
and we have we set up 2 televisions in the living room
Oh yeah.
for football. Like
Yeah.
we talked about this in the first segment, because Sunday tickets on YouTube now. So I'm glad we have 2 TVs, because tomorrow night I was like looking, and I was like, oh my gosh, the finals is on at the same time as the Jets and the Bills. And so, you know, that's a really great game that we want to watch. So now we can have the Jets Bills on one TV
There you go.
and the Ninja Warrior finals on the other.
Yep.
And we can watch both of them.
There you go.
And the sound will be up on the Ninja Warrior finals, because this is what we wait for. Like
Right.
sometimes watching the qualifying ones, we're like, all right, you know, it's like
Zip through it a little bit.
yeah, we
You
can
know,
just whip
yeah.
through those
Yeah.
shows in like 30 minutes because we want to see the runs. And then you know, and then when they get to Vegas, that's the cool part for us.
Right.
Seeing all that
Yeah.
stuff. And
Mhm.
they just make it look so easy. Some of them, like the veterans.
Right.
you know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's incredible to watch, just the athleticism at that level.
Yes.
You know, and even on even in some of the others like FINA, like UNA, that are other organizations that are coming up, you know, nowadays, and watching some of those athletes in those, there's athletes that compete in those that are right up there with the ones that are on the shows. And some of them just haven't had a chance yet. And it's just incredible to watch some of those people like, okay, hey, wow, they just took out that pro who's been on the show how many
Right.
years. And
Right.
it's like, okay, where'd that kid come from? You
It's
know?
like Ninja is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, like
Yeah.
the show, the TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
but under the surface is like all of what you guys are doing.
Yeah, there's
Mhm.
a lot of, like I said, incredible kids to watch at all ages. And some of those younger teens are just, I mean, when we were at Worlds, I had to go against a kid who was 15 years old. And I was like, hey, I got 21 years on you, kid. Like, and this is crazy.
Now, did you race him head to head?
Well, I did. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how did that go?
Actually, that was probably the funnest race I've ever had.
Uh-huh.
Because him and I were next to each other in line waiting to run the race like several times. So they had the 2 courses set up, and they had us in a staging line, you know, and he was next to me in the staging line like 3 different races in a row.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, what's up? You know, so him and I talked and, you know, got to know the kid. Great kid. He'd just come back from an ACL not too long ago. And so when I stood up on the starting block for, you know, I think it was my 4th run, and I hear, hey, Dak. I was like, hey, how's it going? I was like, all right, well, this will be a fun race. You know, I got to have fun against somebody who I was
kind of had camaraderie with.
Right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I didn't care who won at that point. You know, my goal was to hit a buzzer, and I did. And so, you know, that was one of my goals there. But yeah, it was more fun. And then at the end, for him to tell me, okay, you actually made me try. I was like, well, yeah, I mean, I didn't like just, you know.
yeah. Well, I thought that's why we
He
were
probably
all here.
looks at you like his dad.
Right. Well, you know, I one of the other guys who was next to me in line, he also had a pretty good beard, and I said, boy, some of these kids can't even, you know, grow anything.
Yeah.
And here's you and I here, and we're racing against these kids in our 30s. And
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we want to talk about your gym here in Lincoln, how that started. And then, you know, we'll get into some training and stuff. And I know Autumn had said that the practices are kind of easy. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit too. So, all right. So don't go anywhere. We're having an awesome conversation with these guys. 93.7 The Ticket on the Fitness Fanatics.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Half. This week's special through September 12th are $2 off grass-finished flat iron steaks. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. On the block with Strick and Austin.
Do we need to rename him Jedi McCarthy?
Oh, yeah, that would be funny. Yeah, he kind of looks like Luke Skywalker.
Is Jim Harbaugh his Yoda or his Obi-Wan?
Probably Obi-Wan.
JJ McCarthy, find your Yoda. That's what you have to do to have a successful season and be a first-round quarterback next year.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action. Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more of the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
If you're a veteran or know a veteran who's having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, the Veterans Crisis Line provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. Dial 988, then press 1, and you'll be connected to a trained crisis counselor who will listen, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. Thank you for your service. We owe you our support. Dial 988, then press 1. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
But it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. We've been talking all things Ninja Warrior today. We've got the final season finale tomorrow from 7 to 9. They're going to be doing, if you're a Ninja Warrior fan, they're out in Vegas. They started stage 3 last week, which honestly, we haven't been able to stay awake. We watch like the first 90 minutes and then we're in bed. I mean, we get up at 3:15 in the morning. So it's but tomorrow night we're going to stay up.
Oh gosh.
So be ready and watch it. We can't go to bed and not know who wins. And it's only on till 9. So we'll be okay.
Yeah.
We'll be okay.
Yep.
All right, Nick, tell us about this, the gym that you have here in Lincoln. Yep. Like, how did it start? Do you guys just focus on Ninja? Do you have other things that you offer there? So give us a little bit of detail on the gym and that type of thing.
Yeah, so Nebraska Ninja and Trinity Gymnastics. So I said family grew up in the gymnastics world, and here recently we were like, hey, you know what? We're gonna open our own gym. So we kind of talked about it about 2019. We're talking about it. And I looked at my parents. I said, hey, if we do, we're going to have Ninja Warrior. I go, there's nothing in Nebraska. The closest is Kansas. And, it's just like, there's a need. And I want it.
Right. Yeah.
So, instead of building something in their backyard that I could play on, for a while, it's like, no, this is a need. And so just looking at different things, finding, going, okay, no, we can do this. We're going to do it. And then we opened February of 2020.
Oh, what a
great time to open a
wonderful
gym.
time to open a gym.
Right.
Timing is everything.
Timing is everything. I think we had one birthday party, 2 birthday parties, and then a couple things, and then shut down.
Yep.
But through that, we were able to continue and just grow. We are so blessed right now with everything, with all of our athletes that we have on both sides, Ninja and gymnastics. With the gymnastics, we start them as young as 18 months. We got a little gym for our little ones, all sizes for them, specific to their heights. And that's fun to watch them, especially the littles, because that's a parent taught class. Parent comes in or somebody comes in with them and helps them. And that's fun to watch from time to time when the kid runs across and then the parents chase them, and the craziness that is. But then Ninja, we start them at 5 years old. I got a 5-year-old class. They come in for about 45 minutes and just play on the obstacles. We got a structured class that we do. We do warm-ups. After warm-ups, we split them into several different groups and we try different stations. I set up several different obstacles every couple weeks. And so it allows them to try something new from time to time. Warp wall stays the same. Everybody loves warp wall. Warp wall is there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We got 3 different heights of warp wall: 8, 11, and 14.5. 14.5 is the size that they have on the show.
Do you have a 4-foot warp wall that I can?
Hey,
try to get up?
the 8 foot. You'll do the 8 foot. You can do the 8
You're
foot.
taller than 4 feet. Like how I think you can do it. Now, for me, do you have a 6-foot warp wall? 8 foot's pretty tall.
My nephew's about 5, and he's almost made the 8. So I mean that's a.
Oh, that'll be something to see.
Yeah. So doing opening the gym, like I said, it was tough there for a little while, but
Yeah.
we've been going strong now. Strong on the gymnastics side of things. Had some great success there. State champs for some of our lower level teams last couple of years. So, and really trying to push them and grow them as well. I coach both sides. I coach the gymnastics side and the ninja side.
So are there like any, I mean, well, we were just out at the East football game and they recognized like the 1988-89 gymnastics team is like one of the best in the history of the United States.
At Nebraska, but yeah.
Oh, Nebraska.
Yeah.
So like, are there, I mean, I didn't even know that they did gymnastics in high school. Do they do that now, or is it just all kind of funneled through like gyms like yours and other ones?
Yeah, not in Nebraska.
Okay.
My freshman year of high school was the last year they had gymnastics in Nebraska.
Okay.
Yeah, in high school. Because I think Iowa might still do it. There are some states that still do, but Nebraska got rid of it.
My school never had it, but
our schools didn't have a lot of stuff.
I know.
We were just little small schools.
I know. We had co-ed soccer my sophomore year that started in Iowa. So
We so we moved to Lincoln from Altoona. So we had the Chow's gym, that whole thing with Sean Johnson and then who was the other one that came after Sean Johnson?
Gabby Douglas.
Yes. So they both went to Chow's. Now we had the reason behind this story is just to talk about like the dedication and time and it takes to get to that level. But so just for our little awareness scope, we had a girl that would come to one of our night classes. Her mom signed her up to do kickboxing. She was probably 15 at the time, 14, 15. And she would get out of school early, like at noon, go to Chow's gym, work out there for like 4 hours, and then come to the kickboxing class. Like this was every day she did this. And she was like, this was probably 7-8 years ago. So she would have been like a level 3 or whatever. Like she wasn't even at the top she was like kind of in the middle. That much training and time. And I was always worried when she was into a kickboxing that she was like, oh my gosh, she's going to roll an ankle or do something. And her mom's going to be really mad at me. But like after class, she would because our mats are martial arts mats. So after class, all the bags would be off. She would just do flips and it's just like, this is incredible, right? Just run across.
Can't
and
help it.
She's just practicing those things. So talk about like that of the, the time and dedication and how hard it is to get to a level like that in gymnastics.
Yeah, it's so, gymnastics, ninja, you're doing things your body's not supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to flip through the air 2 times and then land on your feet and not move. It's just not natural.
Right.
So to be able to train your body to take impacts and learn how to safely take those impacts, how to rotate in the air, what happens if it doesn't go right, how to bail properly, how to, safety's big with it. And being in the gym, learning those things. How do we do drills a lot to build up to say double backs on floor, and flipping 2 times in the air. It takes a lot, especially as you get to the higher levels. It becomes more of a marathon than a sprint. Some of those skills just take longer. I mean, you're looking at 6 months to a year with some of the skills that they're trying to do. We've been working on them since they were younger to try to help attain those skills down the road. How do we do it here to be able to do it later on? So yeah, that it does. It takes a lot because again, it's not like just walking. Well, but when you learned how to walk, how long did that take? You know, so to be able to do these skills, it does. It takes time to really train the body and know and control your body of what it's doing.
Yeah.
So on the ninja side, let's use Autumn as an example. Like, so talk to us about your training with her, like how that started and stuff like that. Kind of run us through using Autumn as the kind of example.
Yeah. So, taking my gymnastics background with things, and going, okay, safety's key. We're going to train safety. So we teach how to come down the wall safely, safety slide, how to do safety falls, safety rolls. But then we get them into the gym and I'm like, okay, we're going to do some warm-ups to start, get the body warmed up. Then we usually do a little bit of strength at the start. We're doing pull-ups. We're doing maybe just grip hangs, different things like that. We do wall runs. I make them run up the warped wall, 10 different times. But like this week we did pull-ups. I said, okay, you got to get 10 pull-ups in. So we start with that. Then we do our obstacles. We really work on the obstacles. We try different obstacles as far as when I go to my intermediates and teams, we're really trying to push that limit and see, okay, hey, right now, Autumn's doing a 6-foot lache, and she's nowhere near that height. It's like double her height, and she's jumping from one bar to another at that distance, 6 foot in the air. And that's another thing is trying to get them used to heights because a lot of gyms do a lot of stuff up high and it gets crazy. And man, okay, when it's double their double their height of a fall, that can be. And there's no water, at some of these gyms, it's not. It's trying to do an overall, because we also work on balance. We work on agility, speed, not just how to do the obstacle, but how to efficiently and quickly do the obstacle. As they call it, kind of like rock climbing, the beta, what is, the right way to do it. What's okay, well, you don't have to grab that first hold. You might be able to jump and skip it and grab the second one. In ninja, there's a lot of mental too with, okay, I don't have to do it this way. What is the intended route? Can I cheat it? Is there a way to make it suit me better? I might be better at the lock-offs. Autumn's great at lock-off. She's lock off for days.
What's a lock off?
Holding those 90s.
Okay.
Right? So they talk about that a lot in the show. Holding the 90s, when they're holding on any of the rock climbing holds, anything like that, be able to hold their elbows at 90 degrees, then being able to reach for something else. You saw that in the icicle one that they had this last week,
spinning.
Right? Having to reach that other one, doing those lock offs. So being able to hold yourself up with one arm. I got a challenge for all of my intermediates and team kids right now. I said, hey, by Christmas, I want to see who can give me the best attempt at a one-arm pull-up, true one-arm pull-up. So right now I got a lot of them doing pull-ups at home, and some of them got mom and dad involved too, trying to do the pull-ups and putting the pull-up bars back in. And so I like to give challenges like that too for them. So
one arm. Do you think we could do one arm?
I can't do 2-arm pull-ups. So no, you can only do 2. So
2.5. I think.
Better start working on it. Yeah.
Yes. The cheat version. Yeah.
Is holding on.
Yep. And then the lower you go, the harder it gets to eventually trying to just.
I can barely just hold. I can barely just hang.
My arms are hurting thinking about this.
Yeah. No, I think we're pretty late in the game here to get.
You're never too late.
No.
No.
You're never too
I'm
old
talking
to
about.
start.
I'm not saying to be able to do it. I'm saying to be able to be competitive and.
Nope. I got a guy who was coming to me for a couple years. Started out, he was 67 years old, now he's 70, and he still competes. So they do have a master's over 40. But
over 40,
yeah, over 40
would be
is
me.
masters.
He's having to compete
I'm
against
a master's.
40-year-olds.
Yeah. And but
I feel like there should
Like
be
the senior tour. That's what we'd be on.
60s. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
65.
I'm a big proponent of anybody can be a ninja.
Yeah.
success looks different for everybody.
That's true.
You know, okay, your success might be halfway up the 8-foot warped wall, but you attempted it, you tried. And that's the other thing I ask a lot of my athletes. I say, I just want you to try it. Just try it. Did you try it? Well, no. So how do you know if you can do it or not? You know, did you try? Just try it. Okay, you failed. Okay, well, now we learned. Do you think you could try again and maybe get it? Yeah. Okay. Well, we learned from trying.
Yeah.
I think if I climbed up that warp wall, it might be the greatest accomplishment of my sporting life.
Hey, I got buzzers up top. You can hit those buzzers.
Oh my
make the
gosh.
sound go.
It's gonna be amazing. I'm going to be like, let's go. Is that what you say, Autumn? Well, let's go when you're done.
Yeah. What do you say, Autumn, when you finish a course? Do you have a tagline?
Because you know all the ninjas now
We better start working on that.
They say let's go, and that's like the new thing that
Right,
everybody says.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
flex.
just flex.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's
There
see.
you
Let's
go.
see your flex.
So tell us about Coach Nick. What's your favorite thing about Coach Nick? Autumn? You don't have anything? Everything's your favorite?
Oh, nice. Good answer. Good answer. This
So-
reminds me of our last chance workout yesterday. So we did 3 hours of kickboxing yesterday, and the second instructor, Bridget, she did burpee tag, where you have to tag someone. They have to do 2 burpees and go tag someone else. And people kept tagging our instructors that still had to come up and teach.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you guys are really digging yourselves a hole here, because they still have to teach. So Autumn's just she doesn't want to give you any fuel for practice of like, oh, remember when you said this on the radio? So she's playing it smart.
No, we like to we do challenges all the time. And I like to be in the challenges sometimes. You know, we'll do a dead arm hang, or, you know, different lock-offs or different moves, and go, okay, who's got it? You know, sometimes I'll let them come up with an obstacle and go, okay, what's the obstacle? Now everybody's got to try it. So
Who's your
so fun.
You have any predictions for tomorrow? Who do you think is going to be the $1 million winner?
I don't know.
You just can't have predictions
no.
because it's a split second and you fall and you're done. Or you're
I was trying to think who all's still in, because I know they've done a couple stage 3 runs already.
Like I said, Daniel's one that, you know, I mean,
yeah,
he's one I follow and one I've talked to. So I think he would be one deserving for sure.
I think we're kind of cheering for Vance Walker.
I do like Vance Walker.
Yep.
Yeah. He's kind of the next,
His
next
arms
generation.
are just
Popeye. He has literal Popeye
Yes.
arms. His forearms are so huge. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was hoping for Caden, but you know, that was
I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just fell.
So hard to watch.
And I like
sad.
so kind of the original teen. He has kind of long hair.
I can't think of his name either, but he always wears a hat too with long
He
hair.
did a
blonde
couple
hair.
years ago, so he was like kind of the first teenager to do really well.
Oh,
he
know.
looks like the kid off of Dazed and Confused.
He does a little
Picture?
bit.
Yeah, was it the kid, Awadi?
Yeah, I think so. Yes,
The kid
he was
was-
called the
yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Now he's not a kid anymore. He was
Yep.
called the kid a
Yes.
couple years ago, so he did it before any of these other teams. He was like the first one. So I do like him also.
Yeah.
We can't cheer for them, but we like cheering for the youngsters.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yep.
I know Caden Letsex mom's probably like, man, we've already got 200,000. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, so the
know.
parents they're cheering too, you know, so that's
Right.
pretty cool. But all right, we're going to take our last break. We're going to wrap things up with these guys on the Fitness Fanatics 93.7 The Ticket.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you.
your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, put one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as 1 pack of cigarettes.
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel different. Think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Now through September 13th. Join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. With free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th. See Home Club for details.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, final segment here. Just want to talk a little bit more about your gym, Nick. Like, if anybody's interested, I mean, I know we're going to be getting something set up for sure to come out and do some of this stuff because, I mean, had I known this gym was here earlier, I would have already been out there doing some stuff. Because I think it would be really, really fun.
Harrison really wants to try the
Fun,
warped wall.
funny. I'm going to talk to Mark. We're going to see what we can do to get some other of our ticket guys out there to try some of this stuff. So it'll be really, really fun. So how can people find out more about your gym? I don't even know if we talked about the name of it.
Yeah, he did.
But okay. So how can our listeners, if they're interested, they want to get their kids involved in some of this stuff, like what's the best way for them to find out more about Trinity?
Yeah, so Trinity Gymnastics, and it's TRINITI, just trinitygymnastics.com or nebraskaninja.com. It's the same, just takes you to the different side. We'll have here coming up, we're going to have some open gyms on the weekends every now and then. You can go on there and see when we have our open gym, sign up for an open gym, come in, make sure you got the waiver signed up, and then we do about an hour of open gyms, so you can come in, try some different things, whether it be ninja or gymnastics for some of our younger ones. So
And where are you guys located?
Yeah, where's
so we're 8335 Cody Drive, which is 14th and Yankee Hill. So
Okay.
kind of by Southwest High School.
Mhm.
Boston
sure.
Fun's down there. Josh the Otter is over there.
Yep.
So yeah, we're right in that location. So
Okay.
Awesome.
Any other? Let's get
don't
your
think
thoughts
so.
on. You're a Nebraska fan.
I grew up in the 90s, being on the sideline for the Huskers. So yeah,
On the sideline doing what?
Well, so my dad used to be he used to do like security through the military. And so I would get in and I would get to go watch them do their practices before the game start.
that's
He would
cool.
take me with, and so then I think I've only missed a game as far as the season goes. Like I've been to at least one game every season except for like 2 years since I think like 91.
Okay.
So I've at least been to one game. One was because I joined the military, so as a basic training,
Right.
couldn't really make that happen.
Right.
And I think like 2 years ago or something like that. But yeah, so growing up, watching them, especially during the 90s, going and watching
bar
their
was pretty
warm-ups
high.
before the before game start, because we would get into the stadium and
That's so cool.
as I got to a certain age, Dad was like, all right, meet me here at this time. Okay.
Yeah.
And I go watch them play, got to talk with some of the guys. So growing up with that, it's been tough last couple of years, but still
Now Harrison doesn't
Still a
remember.
fan.
He wasn't around at that time,
Right.
so all he has is what's happening now.
Right.
Yeah.
So he can't
what's-
relate to what we've gone through.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and
holding out.
first segment we were kind of comparing. I don't know if you guys were listening coming in. We were comparing how our defense is working out. The offense was eating bad.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So when one is bad and one is good, you're not going to get the results that you want.
Yeah.
You know, another little comparison I like to say, we're 2 games in to the Matt Rule era. That would, and people are just already jumping off the bandwagon already. That would be like me starting some ninja training, and after 2 weeks, I'm like, I'm done. I can't
do any of
I'm
this.
never going to be able to do this, and
Right.
I quit. Right.
Right.
So it takes time.
Yeah.
Just like we say at Farrell's, you need to trust the process. I'm sure you
We
told
say that a lot.
Yeah, sure you
Yes,
told
yeah.
Autumn like, hey, yeah, you didn't do it this time, but keep working at it. Don't
Mhm.
just quit,
Yeah.
never try something
Right.
again, because eventually you'll get it as long as you trust the process and work hard. So
But when?
Right.
When will we
Well,
get it?
it's a marathon.
Yes.
It's tough to think, and you want to sprint, especially nowadays. You want to
Yeah.
sprint. You got to, we're always watching.
we want
looking at our
the
watches. We got to
instant,
go.
we want
Yeah.
the instant
Right.
results,
Right.
instant success.
Well, and I heard somebody the other day talking about it, and they said, as this lady called into one of the shows, and she said, I just want to win. Like,
I know.
Not. I understand we got to trust the process, but it would be nice to at least have
We're gonna
a win or
win.
two, which hey,
Eventually.
I'm going to a game next weekend, so
Us too.
Okay,
we'll
good.
see,
Yes, we'll be there.
Yep.
Now, after the game, as you're leaving the stadium, you can just walk right to the ticket studios. They'll be right there.
Oh
Yeah,
there you
you'll
go.
walk right by.
The post game party. Jay Foreman will be there, and Nick Center. They do kind of the after show. So
Yeah.
I mean, we could just walk by and throw the bone. I mean, it's going to be awesome. We'll
Mhm.
walk right by
That'd be
because
cool.
we do walk by where we park. We walk right by where the new studios are
Oh,
to
yeah,
get to the stadium. So we'll be
Yep, the
stopping
ticket
by. and-
studio will be awesome on
Yeah.
game day for
I
sure.
mean, just the experience though of going to a Husker game is still,
Yeah,
even to
it
this
is.
day, it's just like, oh man, it just
Yeah.
brings back so many memories. Me as a kid, throwing the bones and yelling at the top of my lungs. And
Yep.
yeah, so
true.
I've kind of experienced that with our son. Taking. I mean, now he's never seen them win.
right.
He's never gone to a game. They've lost every game
Every
he's
game
gone
been
to. So
Well, we took him to a game when he was 3.
yeah, we did win that.
So they
game.
did win that game, but he didn't really start getting into football until about 3 years ago,
Right,
which
yeah.
has been 2020. So you couldn't go to any games
Right.
then.
Yeah.
And then we went to the Minnesota game last Thursday, we lost. We went to the Illinois opener, lost.
Yep.
He went to the Michigan game, which, you talk about being a kid, and after that Michigan game, that was the most fun he's he said that was the best thing I've ever done. And we lost.
Yeah.
But looking at it
imagine?
from a kid's eyes, kid's perspective, teenager's perspective.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that's great considering you were sitting next to your crabby, whiny dad complaining the whole time about what's going on. And he's just, I mean,
his arms were bruised.
Yes, I'll never forget this. I remember looking over and he's just
throwing the phone so hard.
I was like, holy
lost his
smoke.
voice and had bruised forearms from throwing the phone so hard.
Lost his voice, bruised forearms.
See, there's still hope.
And we've
got
lost.
the passion still.
And he still had the time of his life.
Yes.
And so Nicole and I are going to this game this Saturday night, so we'll be out there, but he'll have a few more opportunities to he's like, I don't even know what it's like to walk out of the stadium as a winner. So we'll get to it. We'll get to it
eventually. Trusting the process.
Yes. All right. One more time. Where can we get a hold of you if anybody's interested to come try something out or get their kids in gymnastics or do a little ninja training like Autumn?
Yeah, NebraskaNinja.com or TrinityGymnastics.com.
All right, Autumn, any final words of wisdom from you?
No.
And I asked Autumn.
Well, thank you.
I asked Autumn off break if I went head to head versus her in a course, if she thinks that she could beat me, and her answer was predominantly yes.
She would beat him.
She'd take me down. So
all right,
we appreciate everybody.
Week.
We'll see you next week live from the new studios downtown. Have a great one.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff